Graduates, please be seated. This is the International Commencement Celebration in the centennial year of our university. I'm Lucia Hammer, Director of International Student Services and Programs. We are here today to honor international students who have graduated this year and to acknowledge many people who have supported them. To show our respect for these young men and women, please turn off all cell phones now. International students are important to our campus in many ways. Your sons and daughters, our students and friends, we celebrate your accomplishments. You've brought us fresh perspectives and new friendships. Thank you. Thank you, all of you who have supported these graduating students. Families, you have been brave enough to send your young people on the long journey to the United States. Friends here, both students and community residents, you have lent support along the way. Faculty and staff, you have guided our graduates, and I suspect also learned much from these students from far away. Today, we will hear from two graduating students who will speak about their own experience, but speak on behalf of all of you. First, we will hear from several university leaders who appreciate the fact that you chose to study at California State University, Fresno. We will honor several of our outstanding graduates, and best of all, we will ask each graduate to come forward and individually walk across this stage so that we can all see you and be proud together. First, to welcome everyone to this celebration is our Vice President for Student Affairs, Dr. Paul Oliaro. Dr. Oliaro advocates for all our students, offering support services and opportunities for leadership. Dr. Oliaro.
Thank you, Dr. Hammer. As the Vice President for Student Affairs, it's my pleasure, distinct pleasure, to welcome all of you to the 2011 commencement class of international students. Congratulations. It's now official. You've done it. Really. You have graduated. You've received your degree. I'm sure you won't tire of hearing about that for a long time. I also want to offer a special welcome to all of the family members and friends of each of our graduates. I realize that many of you have traveled thousands of miles to be here and to be a part of this very special occasion, and I thank you for that. I also want to offer a special welcome to the family and friends of our graduates who are watching this ceremony on streaming video in your homes around different corners of the world. A fantastic opportunity. Would all of the parents, family members, and friends of our graduates, would you please stand? We want our graduates to be able to recognize you and thank you for all the support you have provided. Little hooting and hollering is just fine, not a problem. That's what we're here for. It only happens once every 100 years, remember that. To our graduates, you became a part of the Fresno State family when you first expressed interest in coming to Fresno State. The International Student Services and Program staff were there at the beginning, they were there along the way, and they are among those who are the most proud of you and your accomplishments. And of course, they are here today. So please join me in thanking all of our ISSP staff for their support. For our ISSP staff, would you please stand and be acknowledged for the role you have played. Students, today, we not only celebrate your accomplishments, But we also thank you for reminding us that a rich diversity of cultures and ideas is not only achievable, but it's also alive and well at Fresno State. I want to thank all of you for taking the risk of traveling thousands of miles many years ago to come to Fresno State with a hope and a dream. Today, your dream has been achieved, and our hope is that it will reap many rewards for you throughout your lifetime. We are confident it will. You should know we have already received our reward just from your presence on our campus. Each day you were here, you reminded us that even in the diversity of cultures that we have on this campus, we can also realize our oneness as a global community. You helped us to recognize that wherever people live around the world, we share the same aspirations of having healthy families, a happy life, and to sleep each night in safety and awaken each new day with hope. You have been wonderful ambassadors for your country. You have increased our awareness and our knowledge about the international community with whom we share this planet. We hope now that you will be good ambassadors for Fresno State as we continue to reach out our hand of friendship to other countries around the world, knowing that we all share the same common belief in the power of education to bring us together. Today is a day of celebration. It's a day of an acknowledgement of your skills, abilities, and your persistence to achieve your goal. Enjoy it. Enjoy every minute of it. But remember that tomorrow is the start of your next challenge. Celebrate today. But remember, tomorrow, there's new work to be done, new goals to be set, and new mountains to climb. Also, please remember that you are our connection to the rest of the world. So we hope that wherever you go, after you leave here, you continue to help the rest of our global community understand that we are all neighbors. Regardless of our country of origin, regardless of our culture or our race, we all share the common bond of our humanity. It has been a personal pleasure for me to get to know many of you. I hope you will always remember that you have a home here at Fresno State. You will always be a part of the Fresno State family, and Fresno State will always be a part of you. Again, congratulations, enjoy your day, and thank you for being such an important part of our campus community. Well done.
Thank you, Dr. Oliaro. This year, about 175 international students are graduating. About 90 are graduate students, about 80 are undergraduates. Graduate studies at this university are guided by the Dean of Graduate Studies. The undergraduate programs are guided by the Dean of Undergraduate Studies. We will now hear from these two university deans. Our Dean of Graduate Studies, Dr. Carey, is proud of graduate students who have the focus and determination to pursue advanced degrees so far from home. Dr. Carey.
Thank you. Congratulations to all of you for your wonderful accomplishments. We are very proud of you. I would like to especially acknowledge our graduate students who last night received their hoods in our special hooding ceremony. You have come many miles to pursue your dreams of higher education, and you have accomplished your goals. Accomplishing your goals required you to keep your focus despite any obstacle that life may have thrown in your path, and to persevere in spite of any unexpected circumstances, and you were not dissuaded. Working, being far from home, learning a new language in a different culture provided you the opportunity to explore who you truly are and what you can really achieve. You learned the importance of self-discipline and self-sacrifice, and I applaud the risks you have taken and celebrate your very special achievements. You have made me very proud here at Fresno State. As you ponder what's next, Remember to always keep your mind open to all the possibilities that exist in the world. You've already made a big step by coming to this country. You have found the world to be small, that wherever you go, as Dr. Oliaro said, we are all humans. So that wherever you go, people are people. I know that you can conquer anything that you set your mind to because you are already in the process of doing that. Good luck to all of you and congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Carey. Now to congratulate you, our Dean of Undergraduate Studies, Dr. Dennis Neff. Dr. Neff supports study in a country different from your own, something that all of you have done. Dr. Neff?
I wish to acknowledge the families of those students to my left who are participating with us today. For those of you here, you've traveled many miles. For those of you who are not here, you have sacrificed considerable already for your students. For those of you who are here as friends, some of you as airport chauffeurs, shopping assistants, friendship families, host families, you've had some of our students in your homes. Thank you, both here and abroad. As Lucia noted, 170 international students have completed their studies this year. Some 20 countries, some 35 majors are represented. For those of you who are graduating, you're graduating at an auspicious time. You are, for the most part, well-fed, well-clothed, well-housed. Life expectancies are at all-time highs. Mapping of the human genome promises improvement in disease prevention and health care. Technology continues to change the world in exciting and unpredictable ways. You have easy access to music, films, and the arts. At the same time, we see in the world significant problems. State, federal, and national budgets face significant challenges. A number of countries in the European Union, for example, face severe financial pressures which are reflected in significant cost increases to students, not to mention Fresno State. Unemployment rates in our state and in our local community remain near all-time highs. Jobs are hard to come by. It doesn't seem any more appropriate now than it probably did 300 years ago, 200 years ago, when Charles Dickens wrote, "It's the best of times, and it's the worst of times." How can you celebrate? My answer, you're prepared. You've survived 4, 5, 6, or more years of coursework. You've had to master English as a second language, the intricacies of foreign exchange. You've adjusted to new customs, strange food. You've dealt with bureaucracies in obtaining visas and classes on our campus. You've put up with people who didn't understand your background. And for a faculty member, we're most proud that you've solved problems, answered hard questions, critically evaluated scenarios, analyzed case studies, synthesized arguments, cogently argued positions, made outstanding oral presentations, written well-documented papers, juggled multiple tasks, and managed to squeeze 25 hours of work into 24 hours of activity. You've learned much, you've grown a lot, you've finished a college degree, which our president has already pointed out, a very small percentage of the world does. Congratulations, you can celebrate, you're prepared, you need not fear.
Thank you, Dr. Neff. Two students will now talk to us about their experiences here. We will hear from a graduate student and from an undergraduate student. They speak about their own experiences, but they speak for all of you. First, I am pleased to introduce our graduate student speaker, Ms. Trifina Persis Gadam. Ms. Gadam is graduating with a master's degree in biotechnology and comes from India. Ms. Gadam has become a skillful scientist here, but also discovered and developed as a people person, a quiet leader of others. Ms. Gadam?
Thank you, Dr. Lucy Hammer. Good afternoon, everyone. It gives me immense joy and pride to talk on behalf of my fellow postgraduates today. It took me long 3 years to finally overcome the daunted to receive the wanted, this diploma. And grads, today you have achieved the goal that you set before you even before you came. Job well done. I am delighted to have been chosen to voice the expression of my fellow postgraduates. At this time, I can only thank the Almighty for making this dream come true. And of course, my parents for pushing me to pursue it, my classmates for the determination, my friends for the support, my roommates for all the intimate shopping, cooking, and support, and lastly, ISSP for stamping my I-20 whenever I wanted to run home. And for making me grab all the wonderful opportunities, including today's chance to voice the expression of my grad friends. As we look back and contemplate the hurdles and hassles that we faced, surely this achievement holds in a great milestone that will be engraved in our hearts for years to come. It is particularly sweet for me to be here today because most of my best friends are walking the red carpet with me. And this is the awe-inspiring moment of my life. It takes great nerves to leave families, countries, our comfort zones, and still make a mark in a totally new environment. And I congratulate all my friends for achieving this great target. I am the first girl in my immediate family to have crossed the borders to embark upon this promising venture. And I thank them for trusting me when I took this great leap. Today, I still remember my 2 huge suitcases that I carried when I first came in. They carried a lot of dreams, hopes, doubts, and expectations, apart from the food and clothes I thought I would miss. But once I landed in Los Angeles, one look at the Hollywood sign changed and shooted my spirits up. And I thought to myself, this is it. It's a new beginning. I'm sure most of us here agree to the fact that the chasing California dream is surely a worthy decision made, isn't it? Unlike other big cities in the US, choosing Fresno was favorable as this place gave us focus and space to work towards our goals without many distractions. If you ask us as to why we love this place so much, our unanimous answer would be the friendly community. My decision to sign up for the Friendship Family was a blessing in itself, as my host family has become a part of my life and are present here today to support and celebrate my achievement. Not just one, I was fortunate to have many host families who are sitting here to share my joy. In my lifetime at Fresno State, I discovered that individuality matters more than grades, jobs, and projects. I come from Hyderabad, a city in India where studying in the US is a basic education, meaning almost every family has relatives working or studying here. In all this competition, I realized that it's very important for me to enjoy every moment and every talent which has been used to polish one's identity for a better humanity. And of course, the rewards will follow on their own. For all this, we as students need a platform to study and showcase our abilities. Throughout this journey, I discovered a lot of things which I thought I would never attempt in my lifetime. We all have purposes, but as quoted in the book of Proverbs from the Bible, without counsel, purposes are disappointed, but in the multitude of counselors, they are established. And so, our multitude of counselors, or the professors, get the credit for helping us wear these robes of honor that we are wearing. We are indebted to you. I've always believed that education is all-round development. And to make this a reality, CSUF ISSP has been there and had so much to offer. Right from the first day on campus, ISSP staff welcomed me. From attending new international student orientation myself when I arrived, and to helping other new students later as an orientation volunteer, I had the opportunity to make friends from across the globe. This experience was unique, as we got to share different cultures from across the globe. Now, if you're thinking of traveling to different countries, you know whom to ask. Our most memorable experiences? I'll just mention a few. It was very exciting to get the first job on campus, our first grades, the nervous breakdown before the first oral presentation, considering the issues with the accent, to attend the first welcome party, first drive on the US roads, and first visit to other cities which we might have only seen in the movies, like Los Angeles, San Francisco, San Diego, Las Vegas. Joining campus clubs gave us a sense of belonging in this ongoing rush. The Indian Student Club brought all the Indian festivals here, while the international culture clubs, like the Association for the Promotion of International Culture and the International Coffee Hour, have broadened our organizing skills. Amidst this nerve-wracking run, clubs like International Student Fellowship helped many of us to keep sane and happy. It was in my 4th semester wherein I faced a lot of challenges. Organizing the International Culture Night, teaching biology to the undergrads, working at the California Children's Hospital for my internship, and working for a biotechnology class project apart from the household work, all at one go. This was the time when my passions towards people skills greatly strengthened. I do not regret the things I had to give up in this process. After all, as quoted by Scott Alexander, all good is hard to get and all evil is easy. Here is what I have to say to the students who are yet to graduate. The impossible can actually be possible, but with the right attitude. Change will happen at the same pace as in the past few years, and I hope all of you will find contentment and your unique purpose wherever you go. To the international class of 2011, and my sounding board seated here, year after year, I have seen students voice their opinion on this podium. And to stand here today knocks me out of the ground. We know there are a million students who have already achieved this before, but always remember to take your virtues along and cherish all the bits and pieces of your success. Here's a verse I wrote for you. And I shall conclude with a piece of my mind with the new lines that I signed. To all my grad friends who are ready to make new trends, who have seen those slopes which turned out to be the rays of new hopes. We have sustained all the fights and all set to reach new heights. Now to sit here amidst the gifted, it feels that our hopes have been lifted. So stay there and bask in the glory, cause at this crossroad, don't forget that you already made history. Go Dogs!
Thank you, Trifina. It is a pleasure to introduce our undergraduate speaker, Mr. Nedeljko Golubovic, who graduates with a bachelor's degree in psychology. Mr. Golubovic comes from Serbia. He's been very active with his academics, but also very busy as an athlete on the university basketball team. Mr. Golubovic.
Thank you, Dr. Hammer. When you're finishing up something, such as an undergraduate degree, many people like to reflect back on your beginnings and try to find out what inspired you to do it. So a couple of weeks ago, I was asked about what advice my parents gave me before I left my home in Serbia and what significance it had on my accomplishments. As you all know, leaving your home and family and going half the way across the world is not easy. So I'm sure that the people who asked me that question expected me to tell them about some inspirational advice that kept me going all these years. Since I was only 14 years old when I moved away, just before I left home, my mom told me, "Son, don't forget to eat." When I was asked to give this speech today, I felt deeply honored. But later, when I imagined myself speaking to you today, I realized that you're a tough crowd to impress. First of all, every single one of you here today were smart enough to realize that education is something that you should pursue no matter what it takes. Second, all of you were brave enough to leave the comfort of your home and come here to accomplish your goals. Lastly, all of you were intelligent not only to complete your degree, but to complete it in a second language. With that being said, I could not imagine that I would have anything to tell you that you have not experienced yourself. But the more I thought about today, I realized that there are some things I would like to share with you. There are three things that I want to talk to you about today: our past, present, and future. Past. Before I left home, the main emotion in my heart was excitement. I was eager to leave the old place, my home in Serbia, and motivated to go to a new place, the United States. But most of all, I was excited that I was the one who made the decision to leave. Being able to choose where my life was headed was one of the most rewarding moments of my life. At that time, I was so preoccupied by the fact that I was taking the next step in life that I did not really realize what that next step actually meant. All I saw in my mind were the positive aspects of my decision. I will become a better basketball player, and my education will be better. But soon after I got here, I realized that every coin has two sides. Every coin has two sides, a positive and a negative one. Even though all the things I dreamed about were there, independence, a great team, amazing teammates, an exciting environment, these things also had a difficult and challenging side. Having independence also meant having more responsibilities. Having great teammates also meant that you would have to work harder than I had ever before. And being in an exciting environment also meant that I was going to have to prove myself every day. Present. In our journey as international students here at Fresno State, we have shared many of the same struggles. And to be here, where we are today, we had to come victorious out of every problem we had to face. My experience in the United States, as for most of you, began with the English placement test, also known as the infamous EPT. I assume that the results of this test did not make many of us happy, because my results did not make me happy at all. The letter I got from the university said that my English language skills were not at the college level, and that I would have to complete a linguistics class before I was eligible to take an English course. Even though taking one extra class might not seem like much, being told that you cannot speak the language of the country you live in can be very devastating. Being here today means that you went from not being able to speak the language to getting a college degree in that very language. And for this reason, you should be proud of yourself. You were able to accomplish something that the majority of people are too scared to even try. Future. My basketball coach once told me, nobody is perfect. But every next thing we do it right. We are going to be as close to perfection as anyone could be. Though graduating from a college is an achievement itself, if we don't do anything with this achievement, it loses its meaning. So we should look at this degree we received today as a stepping stone, as something that will allow us to go even further. This degree must not be our final triumph. We have to take it as an opportunity to achieve something even better. So I want to take this moment to challenge you not to rest on this accomplishment and to keep pursuing your dreams. This doesn't matter that we have to know it all right now. I have no idea where I might be in a month from now. When I walk off this stage, my life is going to be in a stand of limbo. One of the choices I'm facing is to go to graduate school and become a marriage and family therapist. The other one is to go overseas and play basketball professionally. The only problem with these choices is I like them both. Let's just hope I pick the right one. There's one more thing I want to say before I finish. I would like to take this time to thank all the people who helped us be who we are and where we are today. To all the mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, grandmothers and grandfathers, and to all family and friends, thank you. I know their life choices were not easy for you, but you stood beside us and supported us every step of the way. We are lucky to have you in our lives. Thank you.